The city of Fayetteville under pressure now after the mayor's office got a letter from the Arkansas Attorney General. 5 News reporter Laura Castleman live in studio now. Laura, you talked to the city, and how are they responding to this letter?
City officials say they're doing everything by the book, but the Attorney General states the city of Fayetteville is unlawfully operating under a sanctuary city policy.
State Representative Kendon Underwood is the one who called for the state to stop sending funds to the city.
Basically, they confirmed what was clear to me back in June was that the city of Fayetteville had a sanctuary city policy, which was in violation of Arkansas law. There was a statement by the mayor that stated that the city of Fayetteville would not be assisting ICE in any kind of way, assisting their agenda in any way.
The mayor said then the city would not work with ICE. Here's the statement from the June incident where Fayetteville police were called to assist with a traffic stop and showed up to find ICE agents there. The statement said in part, Fayetteville Police Department does not participate in civil immigration enforcement violations. Mayor Rawn also said, I want to reaffirm clearly the city of Fayetteville does not assist ICE in carrying out its agenda. Our police department's role is to keep our community safe, not to act as agents of immigration enforcement. Those comments sparked Representative Underwood to get the Attorney General's attention. The Attorney General's opinion letter agrees with Underwood.
Whether it's formal or informal, and the Attorney General's opinion confirms that that their policy is in violation of the law.
City leaders say they're not violating any policy. Mayor Rawn's office released this statement to 5 News in part, the city of Fayetteville has never had written policy that affirms, suggests, or implies the existence of a sanctuary policy. However, to avoid any misunderstanding, I want to make it clear that my comments should not be interpreted as supporting or establishing a sanctuary city policy.
It's obviously alarming, it's concerning, but also, we have to take care of our residents.
Ward 2 City Council member Sarah Moore says everything they're doing from the city is by the book.
We understand that we have to comply with all of the laws that exist, and so, I think we've looked at that statute in particularly, very closely, right, to make sure that the policies we're putting in place are not becoming in conflict with state statute. Us stating that we are not a federal agency is true. Us stating that, we don't do the same roles as the federal government, that's true. None of that makes us a sanctuary city.
Representative Underwood is now making a formal request to Governor and the State Department of Finance and Administration to start withholding funds. Laura Castleman, 5 News.
All right, Laura, thanks. Let's talk about the forecast now. Live look over Highway 71. Chief Meteorologist Scott Covert's in now. Maybe a little bit more widespread rain tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot like today, we're looking at those pop-up showers and thunderstorms, but there's just going to be a few more of them tomorrow, which means our rain chances for everyone's a little bit higher. Overnight tonight, temperatures in northwest Arkansas falling into the middle 60s, mostly cloudy skies out there. That'll be the case most of the day tomorrow. You might see a couple of spotty areas of some sunshine, but generally speaking, those thunderstorms kick up late afternoon, and they're going to continue into the evening as well. High temperatures tomorrow, upper 80s. You even got some low 90s out there. These rain showers, these thunderstorms that are tracking our direction very well could be packing a punch. We had some hail today. We had some heavy downpours, even some gusty winds. That could very well be the case again tomorrow. If you don't get rain tomorrow, and again, the chances are going to be higher, there's going to be another opportunity going into Friday as well. We'll take a look at how this active weather pattern may impact some of our weekend plans, all coming up here in just a minute with a detailed look at Futurecast to identify the timeline of when you might need that rain gear coming up in just a few.
All right, Scott, thanks. And our continuing coverage, the FBI now investigating former Northwest Arkansas psychiatrist Dr. Brian Hyatt. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer live outside Northwest Medical Center in Springdale. Hyatt once led that behavioral unit, Laura, and now the FBI wants to talk to former patients.
Yeah, the FBI is looking for any patients that could have been held against their will here at the behavioral health unit by Brian Hyatt. I spoke with some alleged victims today who all had eerily similar stories and say that now with the FBI stepping in, it makes them feel even more seen and heard.
We're seeing a pattern, and it just shows what a horrible, horrible, horrible person Brian Hyatt is.
William Van Wy says he was at the behavioral health unit for 5 days in 2022 against his will.
And this was a hospital. You go there to get better, and When I was getting negatively impacted on my health from the hospital, it kind of makes you second guess everything.
Now, 3 years later, Hyatt and others at the Northwest Medical Center in Springdale are now being investigated by the FBI.
I am over the moon. I'm really excited that, people are stepping in and seeing the horrible things that he's been doing.
It's the same story for Leanda Ricks.
It took me a really long time to have any trust in any medical provider after that.
Fernanda Alcantara Martinez, and hundreds of others who have filed lawsuits for the ones who haven't come forward yet.
Just knowing what I went through is real, and it's not just me. It's the story of hundreds of people that experienced this.
It's something these victims say is a relief.
The fact that the FBI is getting involved kind of sets the tone even further that these people weren't looking out for our best interests. They really didn't care if our mental health got better or worse.
In a way, it's healing to me to know that when his time comes, that we will have our day in court.
Hyatt also faces Medicaid fraud charges in a separate criminal case. His trial date has been pushed back 3 times.
I hope the public finally understands what a menace he is.
Brian Hyatt has been arrested 2 times since the initial arrest in 2023 on charges involving alcohol. He's now involuntarily committed to a treatment center. Live in Springdale, covering news where you live, Lauren Spencer, 5 News.
All right, Lauren, thanks. Meanwhile, 2 people facing charges accused of vandalizing a memorial set up outside the Benton County Courthouse honoring Charlie Kirk. 5 News first broke this story tonight at 6. It was this video posted by District 7 Justice of the Peace Joseph Bollinger. The sheriff's office says prompted that investigation. Now, the 2 arrested have been identified as Carrie Rollo and Kaylee Rollo. Both are now charged with criminal mischief. Kaylee also facing obstruction of governmental operations. Both women are being held for a bond hearing. Governor Sanders reacting to the video posted on X. This statement saying, quote, "The radical left continues to reveal itself, a movement fueled by hate, violence, and evil. We'll punish those who desecrate our public buildings and memorials to the fullest extent of the law." Well, the man found guilty of hitting and killing a Pea Ridge teen last year will spend 15 years in prison. Jury found Greg Payne guilty yesterday of leaving the scene of an accident involving death, driving while intoxicated, and driving on an invalid license. Payne was originally charged with negligent homicide, but that was dropped based on the Benton County prosecutor's decision.
I do appreciate the fact that we had a jury come in off the street, take their time, listen to the evidence, consider our arguments, and ultimately agree with us that in this particular case, we had a defendant who caused harm, who was involved in an accident that he ran away from, and was finally held accountable for his decisions and his actions that night.
Payne will also have to take an alcohol safety training course after his release. New at 10 tonight, 5 News obtaining new records that paint a clearer picture of an alleged misconduct by experienced Fayetteville CEO Ryan Houck. We told you Houck was placed on administrative leave less than 2 months after taking over. In 3 separate employee complaints, he's accused of making inappropriate comments. One complaint says he called the Church of Latter-day Saints a cult. Chair of Fayetteville's Advertising and Promotions Commission says a special meeting is now set for tomorrow to further discuss this. Developing tonight, a dramatic scene in rural Pennsylvania. 5 police officers shot, 3 of them are dead. Bradley Blackburn reports the governor there calling the shootings a wake-up call.
3 police officers were fatally shot and 2 were critically wounded in York County, Pennsylvania on Wednesday afternoon. The officers were following up on an investigation authorities describe as domestic in nature.
Our hearts and prayers go out to them, to the families of the deceased and the families of those officers who were wounded. There are simply no words that I can offer to assuage the grief that this community has experienced and unfortunately will continue to experience.
Officials say the incident remains under investigation, but the public is not in danger.
I can confirm that the shooter is dead.
Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro expressed condolences to the families of the officers shot.
This is an absolutely tragic and devastating day for York County, and for the entire Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
The governor said the incident is a wake-up call not only for Pennsylvania but for society.
This kind of violence isn't okay. We need to do better as a society. We need to help the people who think that picking up a gun, picking up a weapon is the answer to resolving disputes. We need to do better when it comes to mental health.
Doctors say the injured officers remain in critical but stable condition. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.